Dust rises. The ground trembles softly beneath each step of a giant. The elephant does not need to roar. By simply moving forward, the space around it yields. Memory guides its path. Composure sets the rhythm. One small misstep can shift the course of fate. But when boundaries are crossed, power is no longer a symbol, but a high-stakes standoff. And when the balance begins to sway, even the strongest must learn restraint. The elephant is the largest land animal, a living fortress moving through savannas and forests. It has a strong, lasting memory and lives in disciplined herds led by older females, always prioritizing calves and access to water. Its versatile trunk helps it breathe, drink, feed, and sense the world, while its tusks are used to clear paths and defend. And within the ecosystem, the elephant is a quiet engineer, creating trails, opening water holes, and shaping the land around it. Across grasslands that stretch to the horizon, an arena of survival is always present. The lion, weighing around 400 pounds, carries the authority of an apex predator, often prevailing through strategy and patience. Yet every familiar rhythm slows when it faces a presence shaped like stone and thunder: the elephant. At critical points, from migration paths to water sources, an experienced matriarch deliberately raises the formation. Rather than engaging head-on, the herd uses its immense weight to close the distance, creating pressure that is unseen yet unmistakable. Even a forceful sweep of the trunk or a sudden spray of water can unsettle a lion, prompting a reluctant retreat. The peak of this confrontation lies in the instinct to protect the next generation. The moment a shadow lingers near a calf, the mother responds without hesitation. Ears spread wide like sails, rapid strides turning her massive frame into a moving fortress. In that instant, every calculated approach from the lion dissolves before the strength of maternal resolve. The grassland holds no hatred, only uncompromising rules. There, the calm of the elephant herd is built upon memory and unity. Along shallow river bends, the hippopotamus stands like a silent gatekeeper. With an armored body weighing close to 4,000 pounds, it carries one of the most intense territorial instincts in the wild. An adult male is a moving mass of muscle, enough to make any predator choose a detour rather than test its chances. But when the dry season tightens its grip on precious water, that order is challenged. The elephant herd approaches the river's edge not to provoke, but to survive. Their arrival immediately stirs the hippo's agitation. Beneath the surface, low glides near the bank create mounting pressure. poised to erupt into a fierce clash. In response, the long, tusked giant maintains a formidable calm. It pivots deliberately, using a shoulder span rising nearly 13 feet to establish a commanding wall of presence. Heavy steps press forward in steady rhythm, sending vibrations through the ground and pushing the tension back toward its rival. Facing a creature 3 times its weight, the hippo's aggression gradually gives way in quiet concession. For young hippos, that boundary is more fragile. Even minor jostling can disrupt their formation. And when a bull elephant enters musth, it becomes resolute, prepared to clear obstacles to affirm its standing. Here, power does not rest in recklessness, but in understanding limits, and in knowing when to step back today to preserve tomorrow. The crocodile reigns like an eternal phantom in the murky bends of the river. With a powerful bite force and rugged armor, it becomes a formidable threat to any animal caught off guard. Yet, when it confronts a forest elephant, that order is completely overturned by overwhelming strength. The encounter often begins with a lightning-quick lunge toward a trunk or leg. But the ambush is misjudged. In an instant, the giant pivots, a deep, resonant call rolling across the water, an authoritative sound that unsettles the predator and strips away its advantage. The elephant does not merely resist, it uses its immense weight to overpower the marsh hunter's confidence. Even so, the wild does not offer triumph alone. Young calves, driven by curiosity or drifting beyond the herd's protective circle, sometimes face grave consequences. In those defining moments, the river reveals its hidden dangers beneath the dark surface. Across sunlit plains, the meeting between elephant and rhinoceros becomes a clash of 2 ancient, moving fortresses. The rhinoceros stands like a steel mass weighing nearly 5,000 pounds, bearing a keratin horn close to 4 feet long, built to challenge most rivals. Yet before a monarch that can weigh 3 times as much, the advantage of a solitary fighter suddenly appears diminished. The air around the waterhole seems to freeze as the elephant advances, sending powerful vibrations through the ground. Rather than relying only on its tusks, it uses height and a muscular trunk to press from above. A heavy forward shove, delivered with the tremendous momentum, is enough to unsettle the rhinoceros and strip away its initiative. There is no need for intense impact or visible injury, only a clear assertion of dominance from the larger presence. When the balance is decided, the rhinoceros withdraws quietly into the brush, yielding the life-sustaining water to the stronger rival. In the natural world, The highest form of strength lies not in destruction, but in quiet submission that allows life to endure. African buffalo are known as the silent, black warriors of the savanna. With sweeping, hardened horns and surging muscle, they command respect even from top predators. More than a symbol of endurance, they carry the stubborn resolve of a species that rarely yields in the face of danger. Yet every code of the warrior pauses when a leading cow elephant appears. At narrow waterholes, the moment the towering matriarch steps forward, the atmosphere shifts completely. A presence weighing several thousand pounds, guided by decades of experience, renders the sharp horns of the buffalo herd far less significant. In rare moments when patience is tested, the elephant's strength rises like force from the earth itself. Without elaborate movements, a powerful push driven by tusks and the weight of a living mountain quickly dissolves resistance. It is not merely a collision, but a clear declaration of control over vital space. In reality, elephants can reproduce year-round. However, tension often rises during the rainy season. When food and water are abundant, and the atmosphere within the herd shifts noticeably. Bulls enter musth, a distinct physiological state in which testosterone levels can rise up to 60 times higher. Temporal glands may release fluid, and behavior becomes restless and highly reactive. The appearance of a single unfamiliar individual is enough to prompt an immediate reordering of social hierarchy. Encounters between bulls rarely last long, yet they are intense. They use their tusks to strike, press shoulders, and test strength in measured rhythm. Deep calls echo, dust lifts into the air, and at times a single misstep or loss of balance brings the contest to a close. The struggle ends quickly when one bull yields momentum, leaving breeding rights to the sole victor. The winning elephant is not merely the strongest, but the one who masters his temper and draws upon years of hard-earned experience. Hyenas emerge as opportunistic shadows, rarely alone. Weighing close to 200 pounds, they seldom ignore any sign of vulnerability, especially during the dry season when food grows scarce. They often linger at a distance, watching for elephant calves, the most delicate link within the herd. Yet elephant herds respond with remarkable speed. At the first hint of risk, adults immediately tighten their formation, guiding the young to the center and forming a compact protective circle. A few deliberate steps forward from the towering bodies are enough to establish a secure buffer. This is not always a direct clash, but rather a clear display of protective instinct and herd discipline. In the natural world, certain boundaries are upheld not through impact, but through unity, experience, and the ability to command space. In the frozen north, where the cold cuts deep, a massive presence rises within the wind-scoured forest. The ground trembles as each step lands like a hammer, waves of muscle tightening with unwavering focus. Explosive speed surges like a storm, turning a single lunge into an overwhelming display of force. Overwhelming follows, an absolute authority that leaves no room for resistance. What truly turns the grizzly bear into nature's nightmare? Refined hunting skill or unstoppable raw power? The grizzly bear stands among the top competitors at the highest level of the food chain. Claws reaching up to 4 inches allow it to dig for roots, tear into insect nests, and maintain an advantage in close-range encounters. An exceptionally keen sense of smell enables it to detect food from miles away, leaving little in the mountains and forests unseen. Its diet shifts with the seasons, ranging from roots and berries to salmon, along with brief opportunities when prey becomes vulnerable. Within the ecosystem, the grizzly bear also helps disperse seeds and return nutrients to the forest soil. In the north, gray wolves are disciplined hunters, weighing around 120 pounds and asserting control through speed and endurance. To the grizzly bear, a wolf pack is both a rival and a living signal that food is nearby. With an exceptional sense of smell, the bear can detect food from more than a mile away when the wind is favorable. It does not need to race. It only needs to arrive at the right moment. As the wolves finish a hunt, a massive presence emerges like a moving wall, forcing the pack to step back and surrender the prize to the stronger contender. In contrast, when wolves discover a grizzly guarding a cache hidden beneath leaves and soil, a psychological standoff begins. The pack circles at a distance, vocalizing and relying on numbers to stretch the tension. The grizzly responds with the stillness and patience of stone. Rising up, it sweeps long 4-inch claws through the air, marking a clear boundary that cannot be crossed. The wolves understand that a single miscalculation against such overwhelming mass carries unacceptable risk. They keep their distance, waiting instead for scraps rather than pressing the encounter further. In the harsh cold, every calorie counts as a vote for survival. There is no hostility here, only an unspoken agreement between two of nature's most capable competitors. In the world of the grizzly bear, authority is not expressed through sound, but through tracks and scent left along winding streams. When resources grow scarce, the breeding season arrives, or territory is challenged, encounters with others of the same kind become a test of leadership. When two adult males meet, it is like opposing currents carrying massive stones. There is no reckless rush forward. Distance is measured, posture is set, and each circles to claim the most favorable position. A firm advance forces the other to yield a step, followed by stillness, as both weigh their remaining energy and understand the cost of a mistake. Elsewhere, a mother with cubs becomes a clear boundary. At the first hint of an unfamiliar scent drawing close, she positions the young behind her, leaving the intruder with a choice: to move forward or withdraw. Most of the time, a cautious male avoids a prolonged confrontation, knowing the risk outweighs any gain from a blind dispute. These encounters are rarely ends in themselves. They serve as nature's way of self-regulation, dividing space, limiting direct competition, and teaching each individual when it is time to move on. In the forest, lasting dominance belongs not to the one that challenges most often, but to the one that knows when to stop and endure into the next season. The grizzly bear stands as a symbol of explosive power in the wilds of North America. When upright, it reaches up to 8 feet tall and carries nearly 900 pounds of muscle. Behind that towering presence, however, is a true endurance athlete. The elk presents a formidable challenge. Its powerful frame weighs hundreds of pounds, crowned by antlers stretching close to 4 feet across. Each breath released into the cold air is a moment of alertness, listening to the surrounding wilderness. When the grizzly appears, the pursuit unfolds from a steep slope down toward the river's edge. In water several feet deep and near freezing, long legs that once offered speed begin to slow the elk. With each passing moment, body mass, long claws, and four-limb traction give the grizzly a clear advantage. As the animal weakens, the bear secures a reward of roughly 100,000 calories, enough energy to sustain it through several days of foraging. In other valleys, mule deer and white-tailed deer often fall within the bear's hunting range. They are cautious animals, capable of accelerating beyond 30 miles per hour when alarmed. The grizzly rarely gives chase from a distance. It uses brush cover, sloped terrain, and wind direction to close in within about 50 feet before accelerating. Unlike predators built only for short sprints, The grizzly can maintain high speed over several miles, gradually wearing down young or weakened deer. A single misstep in tall grass or a brief pause near a fallen tree can end the pursuit before the forest returns to silence. Within the cycle of the ecosystem, nature does not favor the fastest. It rewards the species that knows how to wait for the right moment. Bison are the living fortresses of the North American grasslands. An adult can weigh nearly twice as much as a grizzly bear, with massive muscle and curved horns shaped like heavy hooks. When provoked, a short charge is powerful enough to make the ground tremble, turning a distance of just a few dozen feet into a danger zone. Despite their imposing presence, bison are primarily grazers, acting as the grassland's natural trimmers and helping maintain ecological balance. The grizzly bear understands the risk clearly. It does not confront raw strength head-on, but observes patiently from a distance, searching for the weakest link, an inexperienced calf that drifts away, or an older individual falling behind the group. The encounter unfolds. As the herd senses danger, bison surge forward as a unified warning. By that moment, the grizzly has already seized the opportunity, securing the smaller target before the protective formation can fully close. Nature leaves no room for mistimed movement. In a brief moment of disorder, the chase is settled by the laws of survival. After each loss, the herd tightens its formation, drawing calves into the center of a protective circle, an enduring lesson in collective defense. The moose is the giant of North American forests, the largest member of the deer family, weighing over 1,500 pounds and standing taller than a person while moving through marshland. A single forward kick or a close-range shove can turn an encounter into a high-stakes gamble, which is why the grizzly bear rarely charges straight in. With a younger moose, the strategy is to control the pace. The bear circles with the wind, pushing the target toward the water's edge or into soft mud, where escape routes narrow and every stride grows heavier. The pursuit is brief and intense. With a bite force estimated at around 1,200 pounds per square inch, the grizzly can end the struggle in an instant. Against a fully grown moose, the rhythm changes. The grizzly tries to draw the rival into a stream several feet deep or into boggy ground, using terrain as an ally. But the moose holds its ground, lowers its center of mass, and delivers warning kicks like an invisible barrier, forcing the bear to ease back and reweigh the risk. One misjudged moment is enough to flip the balance. Encounters like these reinforce a stark rule of the wild. Strength is not measured by muscle alone, but by the ability to choose the right moment, where a single mistimed beat can reverse the entire struggle for survival. The strongest is not the loudest, but the one who holds the rhythm and safeguards the herd. Each encounter is a reminder that ecological balance is shaped by discipline, not display. For those who wish to explore the deeper secrets of the savanna, press like to show support. Subscribe to ensure the next chapter is not missed, where nature always speaks in quiet authority.